How do you go through life and continue to bless your enemies, but not begin to put yourself above your
In
enemies?
those type of situations, you never feel above anybody. It's humbling within itself to be laughed at, and them not knowing, I didn't give you my life, I laid it down. So while you think you're taking advantage of me or you're hurting me, I'm allowing this, because I didn't have to. I could have packed up my toys and went home.
But would that be taking the low road to pack up your things to cuss someone out? Is that taking the low road?
No, that's taking the high road, because you got 2 minutes of satisfaction.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Christ came to serve, and even though he was the one that should be served, he came to serve. So a lot of people that are climbing the mountain of success climb to be served. In God's kingdom, you climb the mountain of success to serve. So that means that if I am the CEO of anything, it is not beneath me to do anything. You know what I mean? So I'm a servant. You know. So I heard a person say once, and I always use this. They said about a pastor one time. They said, is he a man that is a pastor, or is he a pastor that happens to be a man? And I would rather be God's woman, God's person that happens to be a woman. I don't want to be a woman trying to be God's person. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? So in that, humility comes with that, because the world teaches you the opposite of God. So if I am helping you to people in the world, that's weak. Or I help you, I need to get something from that. My satisfaction, most of the time, not all of the time, because I'm not perfect, but most of the time, my satisfaction is in helping. It drives me to be a blessing to someone else. I love to see somebody that felt hopeless now feel not only better, but they feel confident enough to move forward. And especially when they start to discover that there's more to them than what they knew, and that they can be more than what they're striving for. That blesses me. But on the flip side of that, in order to have humility, you have to walk in God to understand what he meant by having life and life abundantly. He didn't mean to have life and life abundantly so you can have great cars. Like I always tell people this way. You may want a Maserati, and you live in the projects. So the world would tell you to get the Maserati. And just check, you can't sleep because you're afraid your car gonna get jacked. A Maserati sitting in the parking lot of a housing complex. But the God I serve would allow you to get a house first and a driveway and a garage to put the Maserati in. Do you know what I mean? So while God is taking you through the process of buying a home, the world would have you in the process of buying the car. I'd rather go God's route. I have the house, the car, and the driveway to put it in, and the money to maintain both. Make sense?
Makes sense. Okay, well, that's a goodly way to, once again, people that are like me, young in Christ, we do often see the world as a flashy place. People have money, cars, houses, and you have the Jay-Z's and Beyonce of the world, if you will, and we want to be like them. Mm-hmm. But we find ourselves having to compromise our relationship with God to get that. Mm-hmm. How do you be great in that way? And